I've got two phenomenal sources. One source, police intelligence officers. The other source is a local reporter who actually picked up this case, whatever it is, UFO, whatever, and she's following it.
All right.
The reporter gave us witnesses. Pat, that's your job. Hunt down the witnesses. We have the names, interview them, come back to me with the story. Okay. Ronnie, the reporter said there was actual debris that came from the object's impact. Get that evidence back.
Absolutely.
Analyze the evidence.
This is an amazing case of a fireball crashing. Ronnie's going to take a look at the actual crash site while I go interview the witnesses.
Will the witness testimony lead the team to any physical evidence?
I saw ashes.
Ashes. The ashes.
On August 20th, 2007, a red-orange fireball reportedly performing impossible maneuvers in the sky crashes in Xilitla, Mexico. The team has traveled to this small mountain town to visit the crash site.
This case is really amazing. We have a fireball crashing. Ronnie's going to take a look at the actual crash site while I go interview the witnesses. Hey, Ruben, these people live right across the street. I want to find out if they saw anything.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, I speak about 2 words of Spanish.
Okay.
Maybe you can help me out here.
Okay.
Did he see this thing?
Ahí.
Okay, he saw it right above the trees. ¿Dónde, señor?
Was he standing here?
¿Dónde?
Sí.
Joaquin Castillo Rubio lives directly across the street from where the object fell.
Tell us what direction it came from.
Esta dirección, no sé qué es.
It came from that direction
Venía
toward
de-
this direction here. It hit the tree limbs, and it's caused like a fire.
According to Rubio, the object was approximately 7 feet in diameter and was engulfed in flames.
Sentía miedillo.
Yes,
Sí,
I
miedo.
felt frightened when I saw this.
Algo raro, algo raro.
It was very rare
Extraño.
for me, very strange to see this.
But Rubio isn't the only witness. Pat interviews Saturina Gonzalez, who had an even better view of the incident.
Bueno, yo al abrir la puerta
I looked up. I saw like a ball of light.
y salía una flamita como.
It looked like there were some flames that were coming out.
Y me di la vuelta y le hablé a mi esposo.
Then I
estaba
turned around
dormido.
and called my husband, and they start calling. And 911, the law enforcement started arriving.
Dice, no sabemos.
Said the radios didn't turned off. The radios, the police officers, their radios didn't work.
The police officers' radios didn't work.
Approximately 20 minutes they were without any communication.
From approximately 4:30 to 4:50 a.m., 30 minutes after the crash, the entire area was under complete radio silence and lost all power. Even the battery-powered police radios were reportedly unable to receive or transmit a signal.
Lo que pasa es de que...
I was sleeping. He says, I hear a very strange noise.
¿Qué?
This roofing started vibrating and he could hear the noise.
Have you ever experienced that kind of trembling before?
No.
No. What did it sound like?
La nave.
I saw like a small object,
Nave, o sea,
a
pequeña.
small ship. Maybe it was a UFO.
Kind of going through the checklist of what it was not. I think we can pretty much eliminate that it was a lightning. Lightning doesn't float around in the trees. It wasn't fireworks. There was no festival going on. What else would really hover around and knock out police communication like that and have that kind of effect? Maybe looking at a UFO incident here.
Ronnie inspects the crash site, searching for any physical traces of the object.
According to the eyewitnesses, the object ricocheted from one tree to the other tree.
The first impact, and then goes up there.
If there's any residue from this object, I'm going to check that there is no abundance of radioactivity. Normal signs.
Normal scene.
Ronnie's Geiger counter shows that the site isn't radioactive, eliminating the possibility that the fireball was powered by some sort of nuclear fuel.
I'm going to take soil samples, bark, fruit that's here, so take advantage of everything.
Ronnie collects samples from the site, while Bill and Pat hunt down the most important piece of confirmed evidence, the ashes the craft supposedly left behind.
Ceniza.
Cenizas. Then I saw
Ceniza.
ashes,
Ceniza.
long ashes. They were about that length.
These were long ashes.
Ashes.
Cenizas.
We all know what we've got to get, right?
Right.
The ashes.
Maria Luz collected the ashes. She's a local reporter.
We should go talk to her about the long ashes.
Bill interviews Maribou Villalobos, the beat reporter sent to the crash site. She actually saw and handled the ribbon-like ashes, which did not disintegrate when touched.
Can you describe the ashes to me? Anything special?
It was about 2 centimeters wide, a black and gray matter. It was somewhat hard. It didn't just crumble. It had a hard surface.
Can you tell me where you took the ashes?
I gave them to Mr. Carlos Arellano.
Es policía, ¿verdad? Yeah, he's a police officer.
We are one single phone call away from getting actual debris, ashes, that might have fallen out of a UFO. I'm going to call Carlos Arellano right now to get those ashes. Can I speak to Carlos Arellano, please?
Although Arellano was unavailable for an interview, he agreed to send the ashes back with the team.
We think that a chemical analysis of the composition of the ashes will reveal something about what the nature of that fireball was.
The team heads to Ventura, California, to Capco Analysis Systems with the ash sample from Xilitla.
We brought here the ash sample, and we've asked the scientists here at Capco if they can analyze these and just give us a quantitative summary of what the composition is of all of these samples.
The scientists at Capco are testing the ash sample using gas chromatography and mass spectroscopy. Both of these tests break the sample apart in order to analyze its makeup. What makes this sample more difficult is that only a small amount of ash was able to be recovered. The scientists are testing for sulfur and silicon, two elements common in meteorites and space debris.
But we got some sulfur here. Our detection limit is 10,000. And the amount of sulfur we find there is 19,000.
Although the sample was 1/1000th the size of the standard sample, it contains twice the amount of sulfur as the control. An elevated sulfur level is indicative of fire. However, because of the limited sample size, the results are still inconclusive. The team now heads to the lab of experiments producer John Tyndall, who will attempt to recreate the ashes from Xilitla.
Now, I don't know what happened down in Mexico, but if it knocked out radios, as they say it did, for 20 minutes to an hour, that's some sort of a large EMP event, almost on the order of an atomic weapon.
I think what's really important here, Pat, are the ashes, because that's what the villagers said they saw, and that's what stands out in all the witness descriptions.
So the ashes weren't in enough of a piece to actually gather up. They were intact.
Correct.
Because the ashes did not disintegrate, the team has to consider that they may be some sort of wiring or something electrical in nature.